Okay, y'all, it is Saturday, 10:21 a.m. and I am headed to work. I got to work 11 to 8 tonight, which is the easiest money in the world. And by the way, I will be in overtime the last 5 hours of my shift. But the one drawback to that is we work in what we call a clean room. So we cannot have any pens, pencils, paper, electronic devices, none of that. So while yes, this will be the easiest 8 hours making money wise, it will be the most boringest 8 hours of my life. Saturday's phone calls are really slow. And on top of that, us in leadership, we really have nothing to do on Saturday, so we just sit there the whole time looking stupid. So I'm really mad about that part of it, but hey, whatever. I'm like, at least can we just have our cell phones so we can do something? Oh, and then also too, this is the clean room. We have no internet access except for two approved work websites. So that makes it even more difficult. So I will be in prison for 8 hours today. Well, maybe 9, because I might skip my lunch. Because these bad boys are my new jam. They are my new jam. They are flavorful, hot, but not too hot. I love it. Oh. And then the next thing that's going on in my life. So last night when I got home, I had a letter on my door, which I was expecting. I've been expecting the letter for the last 2-3 months. And it finally came. So yes, it is time for lease renewal on apartment. The amount that they wanted to go up is about $150. So I'll be paying at least almost a little over $1,200 a month in rent if I choose to stay in this apartment. And I gotta say, I will not be renewing my lease in this apartment. So last night and this morning, I have looked at a couple of apartments online. Now here is the thing. I am excited. Well, not really scared, but moving and stuff and having to find a new area. And also too, I'm a little bit sad. So as you know, I've told you guys, I live in the Carrollton area, which is a suburb of Dallas. When I moved to this area, I moved straight to Carrollton, and I've been here for probably maybe 10 years, 11 years maybe. But after looking at these rent prices, I cannot afford to live in this area any longer because cost of living is going up, and then also too, everyone is bringing their headquarters to this part of the area, like Toyota, FedEx, and then there's a couple other places that are actually building right now. So of course, everybody in this area is like remodeling their apartments, upgrading everything, and tripling the rent prices. Which, if my apartment had updated appliances and the foundation wasn't as messed up as it is, I would probably consider paying that amount to stay there, because I like the size of my apartment. It has my washer and dryer hookup. Well, washer and dryer included, I should say, which is one of my must-haves, and which I'm finding very difficult to find in these apartments I'm looking at moving into. But yeah, y'all, so with the rent prices, I found some that are kind of like in neighboring cities, like Irving, Dallas, which I don't want to go too far into Dallas because no. So I might have to go a little bit south of where I'm really comfortable of living at. Well, not really comfortable, but what I know and like and love. So I know, like down in the Grand Prairie, Arlington areas, they'll have some pretty decent apartments that I can afford. Which I'm not opposed to moving to those areas because it's not entirely too far from work, but it'll probably be a little bit more of a drive than I have right now. Which, like today, I could probably get to work in like 15 minutes, 20 minutes, maybe 22 minutes. So I might have to have a little bit more of a drive to work and deal with more traffic. And then I have to go into a whole new area and learn a whole new area and all that stuff like that. So I'm kind of excited about that, moving to something new and different and trying to learn the area. So I'm kind of excited in that aspect. But yeah, it's just a lot to deal with. And this mofo just threw a rock in my window. I don't think it cracked, so that's good. But yeah, y'all, what do y'all think? But yeah, and then also too, with moving down to the area, I will be even further away from my friends that are in this area. So like right now, I have friends that live in like the Frisco area, Little Elm, McKinney. Probably McKinney would probably be the furthest because to get to my dead friend's house, it's like almost 30 minutes to get there. And moving to Arlington would probably make it like about an hour or so. Well, probably about an hour to get there. So yeah, that's one of the things that's kind of making me sad. But you know, you gotta do what you gotta do. So yeah. And then y'all, what I've really been waiting to talk to y'all about, but I've been too busy, tired, and just not in the mood to do, is talk about working at a place that you don't want to work, or working when you don't want to work. Now we get into story time. So there is this, so let me give you a little background. So right now, my company, well, my location I should say, because other locations are doing just fine. But in my location, we're going through a little transitioning phase. We lost some contracts and we're getting some new contracts, but from what I understand is that there's this new contract that's coming. They're in the final stages, so in the next 30 days or so, they say, I'm hoping that's true, that it'll be finalized and blah 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 blah. So in the interim, basically what's happening is, in our location, we're top heavy, meaning we have supervisors, we have account managers, we have account leaders. So yeah, we're pretty top heavy. And so to kind of make up for that, being top heavy, and in the transitioning period of getting this new contract or these new contracts, leadership is making some adjustments. So like for us supervisors, basically we have to get on the phones and take phone calls for 4 hours, or if it's really busy, you know, we gotta jump on the phone calls that way too. So we gotta do that for half our shift, and then the second half of our shift is doing our leadership roles. until, all the dust settles and, blah, 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 blah. So, I say all that to say, so we have this one supervisor who is never on the floor. She will make any excuse to leave the floor, and she'll be gone for hours. She's like, oh yeah, I'm going to the printer room, and be gone for like an hour and a half. Then come back and say, oh yeah, I'm going to lunch, y'all. Stay on lunch for about an hour and a half to 2 hours. Then come back and say, oh yeah, y'all, I gotta go to a meeting with such and such. Or she'll say, oh yeah, like, she has her own personal mouse that she uses on her computer. So she was like, oh yeah, I forgot my mouse in my bag. So she'll do that and leave the room for forever. But y'all, this one takes the cake. When all this stuff had went down, the next day or so, she comes in, she said, oh, my computer's not working. So she goes to get IT, and she tells them, oh, one of the cords to my computer is chewed up. I think a rat chewed up my cord. So they go over there and check everything out, and they look at the cord and they're like, well, no, this does not look like a rat was chewing on this cord. This looks like it was purposely cut. Okay, it was cut. So they go back and run the cameras. They do see that she was under her desk. They seen that she went into her pocket and got something out. Y'all, she got her pocket knife out and she cut that cord. What in the world? I'm gonna let them get on first because they doing too much. What in the entire world was you thinking? Like, you've been making all these excuses for so long, and then you do this, you cut your cord. So she kept on with the thing that she thinks a rat chewed it up. So again, I said they reviewed the camera and they have confirmed that she did cut the cord herself. So she was on an unpaid suspension, and as of Wednesday night, she is no longer employed. Because it's a breach of conduct to destroy company property. Yeah, she wanted to get out of doing work so bad, she went to that extreme to cut a freaking cord on her computer. How insane do you have to be to do something like that? Like, if you don't like the job, quit. Or at least be looking for something until you can quit. And I'm like, this is ridiculous. So now I know upper management is happy because she has had very poor attendance. She's always missing work. She's always been late and never doing work. And so yeah, they're pretty happy about that. But I was just shocked that she would stoop so low to do something like that, to get out of doing work. Like, granted, me myself, I did customer service for a long time, and so yes, like now that I'm at the station where I'm at, I do not want to get back on the phones. I absolutely hate it to my core, but this is only a temporary thing until we get this new contract. So it's only going to be for 3 weeks. So I'm like, you know what? I'm not losing my pay. I still have a job. I now have the option to do overtime since this is going on. So I'm like, I'm just stick it out. But luckily today, I'm in a full supervisor role, so there's no phone calls today. I just sit at my computer and look at the screen looking dumb all day. So yeah, talk about that. But I thought that was insane. But anyway, y'all, I'm almost at work pretty much. I'm gonna see, because it's just 10:36. But I'm gonna stop at Whataburger and get me some breakfast tacos. So I can eat those. And also too, I got my little bottles of water in here and my lemon juice. Because yeah, y'all, I have been doing horrible with dieting and exercise, but I am determined that from today forward, I'm going to be on it. I'm going to be on it. Now, granted, the breakfast tacos might be the best with the tortilla, but hey, small steps. But anyway, y'all, what are y'all doing this weekend? Y'all got anything exciting planned? Going to see any movies? I think this weekend, well, either tonight or tomorrow, I may watch that new movie, Who Cloned Tyrone. I heard that was pretty good too. So I'll check that out. Oh, and then also another thing too. I seen what Tanya Lady T, she is doing the freezer challenge too, where you don't buy really anything, any groceries except for like your fruit and produce and stuff like that, and you just eat the meats and stuff and what you have in your pantry and in your freezer. So, since I am having to save money for moving and all of those things, I thought, you know what? I would do the exact same thing. I would get on board with this. And there's a line. So I might be here for a while, y'all. Yeah, who's going to join me on that journey and do that challenge with me? Put it in the comments. But alright, y'all, I'm in line and I'm going to order my food, and then my work is pretty much across the street, so I don't have really a long distance to go to get to work. That's what I was trying to say, y'all. Lord have mercy. Oh, and have y'all tried well, do y'all even have a Whataburger where y'all are at? I know some places or some states do not have Whataburger. I'm curious to know if your state has a Whataburger. And they have this banana pudding shake. It's really good, but it is very, very, very sweet. I've tried it before. If you don't have diabetes now, you will have it after you finish drinking that or having that shake. But yeah, y'all, I'm gonna go ahead and order my food real fast and knock out these 8 hours at work. And I might come back Sunday with a Sunday dinner or a haul. I just don't know yet what I want to do, so be on the lookout for that. All right, y'all. Love, peace, and hair grease. Later.